Now, Sergeant Robert Bales is the only person facing charges over the massacre of 17 Afghan civilians last month. The Americans believe he was acting alone. But the first on-camera eyewitness accounts to emerge from the scene of the shootings suggest otherwise, while the Afghan general investigating the incident says he believes Bales may have received help. Here's our Foreign Affairs correspondent, Jonathan Rugman.
Robert Bales is a 38-year-old father of two from Ohio. He's charged with killing 17 Afghan civilians early one Sunday morning last month. At least 9 of the dead were children, either shot or stabbed or burned. And Staff Sergeant Bales is now in a Kansas military jail. The Americans are promising justice.
We will make sure that anybody who was involved is held fully accountable with the full force of the law.
But villagers and the Afghan president contradict the Americans' claim that Bales acted alone.
In 4 rooms, people were killed. Children and women were killed. And then they were all brought together in one room and then put on fire. That one man cannot do.
I'm guessing, assumption, that he is helped by somebody. 1 person or 2 persons.
It was after midnight on March the 11th that the American soldier apparently set off on foot from this military base south of Kandahar to 2 Afghan villages. And what struck the first Western journalist to reach the scene was the claim that more than one killer was involved. An 8-year-old named Norbinak was shot in the leg by one soldier, but she also claims others were there. We can't verify these accounts. And when these Afghan soldiers first tried reaching the villages to investigate for themselves, they were shot at by Taliban fighters. But a senior Afghan general says villagers insist they saw US helicopters at the time the killings occurred.
The eyes of the helicopters were from the very beginning, when the shooting started. So that means there were many Americans, they were supporting this issue, they were doing this deliberately. It's not in one individual. So that's the claim of the people.
Yet Afghan guards who were on duty that day talk of only seeing Bales return to base after the attack. The staff sergeant himself has made no confession. He's already served 3 tours in Iraq and suffered a head injury there, and doctors will decide whether he's now too mentally unstable to stand trial. The Americans have paid relatives $50,000 for each dead civilian, another $11,000 each for the injured. Though neither money nor the truth may appease the Afghan people or their government, which now says it wants US troops confined to their bases by next year.